Hey there, it's another beautiful day and I've got my coffee. Grab a cup and let's watch some stuff.
Well, guys, like I've said in my other videos, the path of totality has changed. And guess what? A small town in Ohio is going to be getting a lot of people. So apparently, this past Monday, NASA contacted the village and said, guess what? You're it. So basically, Forest, Ohio, never heard of it, I'm from Ohio, is going to be getting the longest totality of darkness. Okay, so they're talking 3 minutes and 56 seconds, which is really strange because I'm from Lorain County in Ohio and we were supposed to get the most darkness. And this is what they're saying we're getting now. 3 minutes and 52 seconds. So if anybody is coming to see the eclipse and absolutely wants like the full experience, go to Forest, Ohio. Okay. You heard it from me. And like I said, NASA gave them the call and said, you're it. So all you eclipsers, run out there and have a good time.
Congratulations, Forest, Ohio. You are about to be inundated by so many people trying to get their extra 4 seconds of totality. Hope you're all prepared because they're going to start getting there today, hanging out for the entire weekend and riding it out Monday. Luckily, I'm as far away from that center line as I can get, and we're just going to enjoy our little partial eclipse from here. Excuse me a second while I pop in here, and thank you so much for joining me for today's coffee talk. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get it in one of my next videos. If you're having a good time, please hit that subscribe button. We like thumbs up, and come back tomorrow because I'm making a new video every day.
You know what the Mandela effect is, right?
Yeah.
There's a theory that's going around that's saying the Mandela effect is a government experiment to see how much they could change our history.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They're working with the big name brands and companies to see if they could change history without us knowing about it. So basically, you know Fruit of the Loom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the big whole Mandela effect is that there was a cornucopia with the fruit on the logo.
Yeah, the cornucopia, the little brown thing.
Yeah, there is no cornucopia. But like people swear that they seen the cornucopia like years ago. Even Fruit of the Loom brand made a statement saying that we never had a cornucopia in our logo. It's always been just straight fruit, right? But this one TikToker was going crazy. She swore up and down that she seen a cornucopia. They're just lying to us.
Because why would we imagine a cornucopia? Bro?
Exactly, bro. She would go in her closet, look through all the clothes. She would even look in her friend's closet until she found one shirt that had the cornucopia logo on it.
Did Fruit Loom respond?
They didn't say nothing. Everybody was just in shock because everybody thought she was crazy. And what they're saying is that the government is working with them to try to see how much of history they can really change. And they're basically gaslighting us.
Professional gaslighters.
Professional gaslighter is crazy, bro.
That was just recently too. And I remember that. It was a huge deal. She was like, no, there's a cornucopia. And they even were like, no, this is how it's always been. These are our labels. And then she found them. My husband and I even debated about that. We're like, oh yeah, it was totally a cornucopia. We remember it too. But yeah, then they're like, nothing. That is an interesting theory though. I like it. It wouldn't surprise me. That's probably how they got rid of the Tartarian Empire, right? Just slowly changed one thing at a time and just pushed them all out. Doesn't seem difficult to do.
World's smartest kid thinks that CERN blew the world up in 2008.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred from form to form. But if there are an infinite number of universes, then there's 100% chance that this happened, at least maybe in another universe, maybe not ours. Then again, there's also an infinite chance that this is our universe.
Joe Rogan and the world's smartest kids seem convinced that CERN is the epicenter of world-altering experiments. Maybe they're looking in the wrong direction. Like the true architects of reality-bending science are just toiling away, not in the spotlight of CERN, but in dark corners so secretive even their existence is a state secret. Quantum reality hacking, consciousness transference, time manipulation, experiments that don't just bend time, but fold it, altering the past through the present, or universal simulation control. Maybe they're manipulating the parameters of our simulated universe. Tell me what you think in the comments. Where's the real Pandora's box, CERN or secret shadow labs?
That is a whole new world of blowing my frickin' mind. Secret shadow labs manipulating the parameters of our simulated universe. That's crazy. Wow, that's way too much. That's a lot I'm going to have to look into. If you know somewhere I can find some good information on that, let me know. But that's crazy.
This phenomenon of all of the pyramids around the world all lining across this belt across the planet. So if you didn't know, across the entire earth, all of the pyramids are spread out across the continents. There's literally pyramids pretty much on every continent on the world, as well as just like mysterious locations like the Bermuda Triangle, the Dragon's Triangle. So why is it that all these mysterious ancient sites and places across the planet all sort of align together in proximity to the Tropic of Cancer? One theory that's out there, it's considered a New Age theory, suggests that the spiritual connection of Earth is held together inside by a tetrahedron of energy, and that the pyramids are located at the points where the tetrahedron meets with the Earth's surface.
It seems like there was some rhyme or reason to them placing them in order. They line up so freakishly well. Way too
you can
hard.
draw a line across the map and really connect all these sites together.
No, it's because the civilization that built them was smarter than all get out.
Nowhere in all the tens of thousands of hieroglyphs found throughout ancient Egypt, not one single one of them shows anything about them cutting stone, nor does it show anything depicting the construction of a pyramid. The Egyptians are said to be a Bronze Age culture, which means that's supposed to be the most sophisticated type of tooling that they had. However, when modern tests have been done, it's failed miserably. You can technically cut these things in half, but it takes a tremendous amount of time. And if they were said to be tombs for the pharaohs, and keep in mind, there's more like something like 118 pyramids in Egypt. They were all said to be done in a chronological order and within a certain period of time. When you're talking tens of millions of stone blocks in aggregate, and then all the other tens of millions of blocks that make up statues, casing stones, when you're doing it with methods that can barely get more than an inch an hour, so slow, and not to mention the precision is nowhere near it, it's a mystery.
That's because the ancient Egyptians didn't build them. They found them. All of the pyramids were found by the civilizations that are known to have lived there. And they're from a previous civilization. I totally believe it. I totally believe it. Because there is no documentation in any of this Egyptian hieroglyphs that, say, oh, this is how we made these big, huge freaking things. No, they didn't make them.
He said to me, he says, we all know that Marilyn Monroe didn't die of an overdose.
Boop, boop, be doo.
He said, do you know why they killed Marilyn?
Mr. President, the late Marilyn Monroe.
And I said, well, I didn't until I got this document. It's a virtual death warrant because she was found a couple days later. 3 August 1962, wiretap of telephone conversations between reporter Dorothy Kilgallen, who was looking into Roswell and other UFO issues, and her close friend Howard Rothberg, from wiretap of telephone conversation of Marilyn Monroe and Attorney General Bobby Kennedy. Rothberg discussed the apparent comeback of the subject with Kilgallen and the breakup with the Kennedys. This is referring to the fact that Marilyn Monroe had been having an affair with not one but both Kennedy brothers, and it was becoming conspicuous, so they broke it off. Rothberg indicated in so many words that she had secrets to tell, no doubt arising from her trysts with the President and the Attorney General. One such secret mentions the visit of the President at a secret air base for the purpose of inspecting things from outer space. Now, this is 1962. Kilgallen said that if the story is true, it would be a terrible embarrassment for Jack and his plans to have NASA put men on the moon.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
The subject repeatedly called the Attorney General and complained about the way she was being ignored by the President and his brother. The subject threatened to hold a press conference and would tell all. It's a tragic situation because she was an actress. She didn't understand the national security state and the viciousness of those who want to keep these sort of secrets.
Greer's got a beat on everything, doesn't he? It's been speculated for many years, obviously, that Marilyn Monroe was taken out because of her relationship with the Kennedys. I had no idea it's because of what she may have known and that she may be coming out about it. But I thought it was just because of the relationship with them. That is some great information, and it definitely helps point in that direction, doesn't it? On that note, I'm going to call it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I truly appreciate your time, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Here's my cutting room floor.
3, 2, 1.
Congratulations, Forest, Ohio. You are about to be inundated by so many people. Like, a lot of people are going to be going there now. That was almost 70 years ago. Did they have video cameras in 1956? I gotta look that up. That is a whole other level of blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. Underground secret shadow labs. I became completely dissociated there. I'm sorry. That is a total trip. I can't even think straight right now because I'm already all messed up on that CERN mess. And now there's underground secret shadow labs messing with time and shit. No, no, nah, no, nah. I think the no. I think it's because the civilization that built them was more intelligent. In all of the ancient Egyptian documentation that we've found, you think it would say, "Oh, this is how we built these big, huge, freaking things." But no, nothing. Greer's got a beat on everything, doesn't he? I truly appreciate your time. Please come back tomorrow. Please come back tomorrow. I already forget what he called it.